me a city or a borough, please. Yeah, a city or a borough. Albany. That's the capital of New York State. Did you know that, sir? You're just surprised I did. I know Mill every winter on Lake Virginia to buy his lumber, and then he'd ship it, and then it would be a vacation all winter long, away from Mrs. B, apparently not a fan of Florida, sunburn, snakes, swamps. She finally came down for a visit, and she ended up loving it here and staying. This could be the reason. Look up the hill. That is the Brewer Estate, also known as the Palms. The secret, that is a copy of what they should be built, a copy of their place up north, so you know what they say about things like that. Happy wife. There you go. Thanks for getting me out of that tailspin I was in. Gentlemen, usually we like you to respond too, but it'll be optional this trip. Thank you. These are purple martin houses. Purple martins will move into a bird condominium up on a pole if you build them one. People like the birds because they eat mosquitoes. It turns out they eat more things that eat mosquitoes than they do mosquitoes themselves. Now you've got a problem. You spent all that time and money on the bird houses, you're still going to need a can of pond. This used to be... One architect designed almost 100 homes in Winter Park, including this one. His name was James Gamble Rogers. This is the Rich Estate. And just like Genius, it is a family name, not a play on words. It's been there since 1956. But many of our guests say it looks like it belongs on the island of Bermuda. It has island architecture, the white roof, those fish fins or praying hands over the chimney. They prevent downdrafts when you have a fire going. There's a nice sandy beach. They say that every single room in this place, the Rich Estate, has a lovely view of the lake. Well, that was then. Let me show you now. This is new construction, maybe 3.5, 4 years old. So what do we call this thing? The Richer Estate? I guess. Well, let's mating season. This was before Tinder, of course. No need to swipe left or swipe right. If you were an alligator looking for love, that was the spot. But it ended then when in 1980, the city hired a trapper and he pulled out 150 alligators, even if he got them all. That was 42 years ago. We've had a few sneak in here now and then. We don't see them often, never during the tours. They're nocturnal. So don't worry about alligators. Instead, join with our crew and dream on. As we watch this thing go up, it's going to be the largest home ever built in Winter Park. Just north of 40,000 square feet. They say it won't be done until Christmas. Here's a thought, save the date. December 2022. Come on back, we'll go out for another ride and see how they have it decked out for the holidays. Feliz Navidad. Here comes the prettiest part of our tour, the Venetian Canal. And it winds right through people's backyards. So here comes the slice of life signs. This one is getting a makeover. This one doesn't need it. See the statue? Some of our drivers call that southern exposure. Sure enough. So right now I have to turn on the light anyway for about 3 minutes. Figure things out and I'll get... This is a little more of Rollins College over here on the right. It's called the Bradley boat.
Those people that have those big houses, do you like know what some of them do for a living?
Get out of our way if you don't mind, dear. As soon as you can, thank you. That's great. And dear, listen, there's a sign here that will tell you the exact times when we're in the canal. So until you get really good on the paddleboard, it might be better to stay out of the canal at that time. Okay. Thank you so much. Okay, the question was the big house.
I just wonder, like, what do they do for a living? Are they
Anything they want.
well, that's true, but I mean, like, are their names like? And they live here all the time, most of the time. Okay. So, you know, like,
And it's just full of azaleas in the early spring, late winter, February, March. But the rest of the year, it's pretty much shady cypress trees. Okay, I think this is going to work far, far better. Thanks for bringing that up, whoever did. Well, let's hope so. It's working. If you're looking for the most popular home on the tour, you have the main house in the middle with the pillars, two-story guest cottage to the left, perfect for the in-laws, you know, a little space, a little distance. To the right, pool and pool house, smack dab in the middle, that's the tennis court, and they use it. But at the end of the day, why not settle back in one of those two Adirondack chairs and watch the sunset? That would take an invitation, of course, and so far, sadly, months went by. There was not a stitch of fabric on any window, including those of the master bedroom to the left. What do you think changed their minds? Have I mentioned our night tours? Well, we do them, and suddenly, there were drapes. Probably best for all concerned. This posh, the secret here up until the 1920s, swampland. But a couple developers got the idea to dredge the lake, take the sand, pile it up there and build a nice strong island which they could then develop and then sell property to wealthy individuals so they could build estates. It didn't go well. The Great Depression was upon us. For 7 years, they just sat and waited. Business end of the Bradley Boathouse, and this is where at the crack of dawn during cruise season you'll find the Rollins crew team getting on their boats for a quick practice run. And in the beginning of the season they do 2-a-day practices, so that's 6 months. That's the sign. That's got our schedule on it.